Hi guys, this is FFAN16 and welcome to a review video for World of Final Fantasy. This game has now been out for a little over a year and I thought, well, better bring it to the channel and do a quick review on it. So let's get started here, guys. So World of Final Fantasy was released on October 25th of 2016, and this is by far the best fan service for any Final Fantasy fan that I've seen in a very long time. We have a mashup of a whole bunch of Final Fantasy characters, different worlds, and it kind of sounds like Kingdom Hearts, but it really isn't. You're following two twins named Rain and Lon, who appear to have powers which allow them to capture mirages. Now, mirages are the enemies or fiends within the world, and you just travel around the map and collect all of them just like Pokemon. So use these imprism cubes, and then if you meet certain kind of imprisonment conditions depending on the enemy, it will allow you to capture. So there's a really cool collection system in this game. You get to meet a whole bunch of different Final Fantasy characters from Final Fantasy 1 all the way up to Final Fantasy 13, I believe, or sorry, 14. Not sure if we got some 14 characters in there, but we definitely have up to Final Fantasy 13 with snow and lightning. Not only do you get to meet the characters, but you can actually collect little medallions, and these medallions allow you to summon certain characters into battle with you, including Sora from Kingdom Hearts as well, and they get their own kind of battle theme music. It's really quite cool. I'll show you some of the cinematics here. Not only do you have this nostalgia, but you have a whole new gameplay. We've got two different menu systems you can use within the battles. I like the classic view, but you can go with the one that is styled for this game. And you've got all the different kind of magics, statusing buffs, status cures, and it all depends on who you're stacked with. The stacking is the most important thing in this game, and it does take you a little while to get used to, and I'll get into the mechanics of how the stacking works here in just a little bit. I just want to get into just kind of an overview of what this game is and how I got engrossed in it. I started it and I couldn't put this down. It is a beautiful game. You've got chibi kind of art style, beautiful colors and graphics. It even gets into some anime looking cutscenes. So everything is here. If you're into anime, video games, RPGs, it's all here for you guys. So the characters start off in an area called 9-inch Woods, and it's pretty desolate. You're basically the only living people there. You do have certain characters make their way into the world map with you, such as Chocobolina, who is from Final Fantasy 13. She's kind of your item vendor. You got Seraphi, who holds all of the mirages that you imprison. Of course, you've also got the little Tonaberry there, but he enters into the Colosseum. So you do have a couple characters within your home base, but it really is like this for a reason. I don't want to go into the storyline too much, as I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't played the game, but there really is a reason why Rain and Lon are the only people within their world. So if you do unlock Chocobolina, she will give you all the items to buy, and they are expensive. Gil is, again, really hard to get in this game, and it's kind of one of the shortfalls of World of Final Fantasy is how much you have to grind to get Gil. Also, another thing that I find is a shortfall is when you get to the end of the game, there's no new game plus, and there's no way to start a new game without overwriting your current save file. And for someone like me that's got over 120 hours in the game, I really don't want to override that just to be able to play this game again. And I really want to play this game from the beginning. Square Enix, why did you not give me a new game plus? Or more save files? Why is there only one save file for this? So I'm kind of disappointed with that. I really want to play this game again. So hopefully if they watch this video, if anybody wants to tag Square Enix on this video so they could hear me rant for 5 seconds how there's no new game plus or extra save files in World of Final Fantasy, please do. We need a patch update. Give me some more save files. But rant done, we're going to continue on with the review. Besides this, this game is excellent to play, and you just get engrossed with the storyline with these two characters. It's deep, it's dark, it's Final Fantasy, and it does not disappoint. You meet interesting characters like the girl in the tea room. She's got extra side quests for you. You kind of get to go into the mind of the other chibi Final Fantasy characters and help them along when they don't really realize you're helping them. At the end of the game, she opens 3 extra extremely hard dungeons, which you could go get extra items and level up your characters a lot faster. As you can see, the 3 little doors, those go into the hard areas. In your menu system, very classic RPG-ish, you can handle your different mirages that you captured. Here you kind of get a grid system where you expand SP points to upgrade them with different skills and buffs and all that goodness in the different kind of digivolvations, if you want to call it, or evolutions that mirage can go through. The more you unlock in their grid, the better it is. They kind of, when you stack them with you, they give you extra abilities like fire, magic, buffs. You definitely want to format a stacking party that will assist you throughout different areas of this game and help you capture different monsters. Monsters can have capturing requirements such as being the last one on the field versus using certain status buffs or status ailments against them, such as protect, poison, using lightning, or having them reduce their HP. So many different statuses. And here I want to show you as well, you can equip the little medallions you can gather throughout the game and with some DLC to summon your favorite characters out during battle. You have anything from the Warrior of Light all the way up to Sephiroth, Squall, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. It's just some really good nostalgia, and you do have to bring up your gauge to summon them. You could have up to 12 characters in your party, including Rain and Lawn, and no matter who you've got stacked, every character in that party gets experience points. Not the ones that are with Seraphy, but the ones with experience points. So I want to correct myself here. I just said I had about over 120 hours. It looks like I'm only going to be rounding around 80 on this recording that I'm showing. But by the time I get all of the work done needed for the extra stuff at endgame, I'm going to be roughly putting in that 120 to 160 range. So I do want to keep this save file so I could do all the endgame content, but I also want to start a new one where I can play from the beginning, because it's really hard for me to get those mirages now that are really low level when I'm super beefy. I kill them in one shot, as you'll see later on in this video. There are so many different ecosystems in this game. There's from forests to ice to fire to desert. So there really doesn't disappoint for the different beautiful areas you can go, and there's a lot of tie-backs to different Final Fantasy games. We've got the original castle from Final Fantasy 1, we got Nibelheim from Final Fantasy 7, I believe there is an area from Final Fantasy 6, just, you know, different type of, yeah, you got the castle from Final Fantasy 6, Edgar's Castle in the Desert, and I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but it moves along. As you can see, there's Nibelheim right there in the corner. And then you got all these chains connecting the world, and this has to do with the final boss area. Again, I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but you'll have to get to a point where you're climbing those chains and you're just feeling a little bit beaten in the game. It is a really good climax to the end, and when the cliffhanger kind of comes that you don't know what they're really hinting to, but when it finally breaks at the end, your heart's gonna break. And yeah, keep playing, because there is 2 different endings to this game. There's the sad ending, and then there's the somewhat happier ending, and trust me, you want to get to that happier ending, as that leaves a cliffhanger at the end of this game. So hopefully we'll be looking at a World of Final Fantasy 2 coming in the near future. So for suggestions, I highly suggest anybody who loves JRPGs pick up this game. You will not be disappointed. You do not have to have played a Final Fantasy game in the past. If you have, great. There's some awesome nostalgia here for you. If you like chibi art style, it's all over the place here. You could change Rain and Lawn from tall, which makes them a large scale in their stack, to a chibi, which makes them a medium scale in their stack. And if you go to your menu, you can mess with the 2 different stack styles, and then that will help you combat the different mirages that are throughout this universe. You could talk with favorite Final Fantasy characters like Tifa, Yuna, Eiko, and anybody else that you run into, and you could assist them throughout their own little areas within the game. So highly suggest for anybody looking for a game that's been out for a while, you haven't really given this much thought, please do. It is worth it. You must add it to your collection. You must add this to your collection. Besides that, some negatives. I really don't have much negatives besides the fact that I cannot play this game from scratch again without deleting my save file. I know I've been harping on it, but someone at Square Enix has got to be listening somewhere to us for this game. They have not come out with a patch update in a really long time. The last one was to bring Balthier to the game as a summon and to fix some glitching. So really hoping they're still looking at doing some updates to this game. I hope it has not been forgotten. There's so much more that can be done and more possibilities for it here in the near future. Another added bonus that makes this game even longer to play is the Colosseum. You can jump into the Colosseum and challenge different levels of monsters and get items and rewards as well. So there's a whole battle system there for you to play with as well. It is very linear, so if you're not one into linear games, you might find it a bit tedious at times, but it doesn't keep you linear for the majority of the game. You can still jump around the map, either by hitting your touchpad on your PlayStation 4 controller and picking a different part of the world that you've already visited, or returning to 9 Inch Woods and then going through the gate and picking it as well. So you can still revisit other areas. The battle system is so unique and fun. It seems slow, but if you hold down your R1 trigger, you'll speed up the combat. You can change it from classic view to basic view, depending on what style you like. I'm more for the classic. It helped me play better. And the summonings are just gorgeous. I'm going to show you Balthier here. He is actually quite stunning and funny, as if you've played Final Fantasy XII, his quirks are exactly like he is in that game. So I'll let you watch that here quickly. So what to rate this game? I give the story a 9 out of 10. It starts off a little slow, but it will keep you on edge throughout the whole game. It is a gorgeous story, and the conclusion will have your jaw drop to the floor. As for gameplay mechanics, it's very intuitive, it's very unique for a Final Fantasy. It's quite interesting how Pokemon it feels, but I think that brings a lot more of those collectors, the ability to, I need to get that, I need to collect them all kind of thing. So it really makes you strive to get every Mirage in the game. Also, I love how they brought back the classic mechanics with the new, so you can choose between one or the other and you're not stuck. Also, the ability to speed up battle combat is a lifesaver, as this game could take a very long time, as the gauge does move very slowly up to the next person's turn, and without that speed mechanic, I really would have got bored quickly with this game and would have put it down. So for the battle system and the battle mechanics of this game, I do give it an 8 out of 10, as I found that it was a little slow for the character stuff, but I actually quite enjoyed it. So, and then finally for the graphics, yeah, wow, the graphics are amazing. They switch from so many different styles in this game, from the chibi art style to the gorgeous colors. They also have really unique anime-like cutscenes that you sit there and your jaw just drops. You're like, oh my god, there's full-fledged anime in this, in a Final Fantasy RPG. So they really know how to throw in different elements to keep this game fresh. And what I also like about it is that the cutscenes are a little bit shorter, but they keep you engaged and they really bring the story in and they tell it in a really unique way. Also, what I find that's unique here is that you can name your mirages too, so they could come pretty much your pets. It kind of brings a more personal touch to it. But in the end, I think they've got quite a big monster roster, so you're gonna run out of names pretty quickly. This game's just got so much you can do in it that it's really hard to fit in this review. That's why I suggest that you pick it up. You can customize your characters in so many different ways that everybody's game experience is just going to be different. As for overall the music of this game, I definitely give a 10 out of 10. It is beautiful. Every Final Fantasy game or Square Enix game, they really know how to bring the music to the feels of where they're going with their game and their story. So definitely not going to be disappointed in the music of the game. Overall, for this game, I'm going to fan it up. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a must play. Pick it up, add it to your collection. Again, any Final Fantasy game, even if you only played one, you're gonna come into this and find something that's familiar to you. If you haven't played a Final Fantasy game before, there's no worries. There's no backstory here that you need to know from any of the games. It kind of gives the characters some of their old personality, but with a kind of new background. So there's nothing that you need to come in with to fully understand what's going on with this game. It's a brand new experience. I hope in the future that Square Enix does come out with World of Final Fantasy 2. I'd totally be looking forward to it. I'd sign up for it right away. Again, please Square, if you're going to do anything with this game, give us a new game plus, give us some extra save files. Besides that, great job, beautiful game, highly suggested. And I am a fangirl of Final Fantasy, so I might be a little bit biased, but hey, if it's a good game, I'm gonna let you know it's a good game. So there you guys go. Put a like below. Please leave me a comment. Did you enjoy World of Final Fantasy? Have you picked it up? Has this review helped you in deciding if you wanted to play it or not? Please follow me on Twitter at @FFAN_16. And as always, guys, happy gaming.